Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo with thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you this really cute Reese's Peanut Butter Egg treat box for Easter. It's going to hold one of the larger size Reese's Peanut Butter Eggs, and I love this design. I want to give credit to fellow German demonstrator Katja Hamann for the inspiration for this box. I resized the dimensions slightly to fit a Reese's Peanut Butter Egg, and I just love this box, so thanks to Katja. And let me show you how easy this is to make. We're going to start with a piece of Pool Party cardstock that measures 6 1/4 by 5 3/8. And along the 6 1/4 inch side, we're going to score this at 5/8, 1 5/8, 4 5/8, and 5 5/8. I'm going to rotate it to the 5 3/8 inch side, and we're going to score this at 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, and 5. And then I'm going to make a couple of short score lines, but only down to that first horizontal score line. We're going to do that at 3/8 and 2 7/8. Now we want to repeat the same thing on the bottom, and the easiest way to do that is to flip our cardstock, and again 3/8 down to the first horizontal score line and 2 7/8 down to that first horizontal score line. Now I'm going to bring in a template here, and we're going to do some diagonal score lines. Where we made those short score lines is going to be the start of our diagonal score line. So like you can see that here on the template. Right at the base of that short score line is where we're going to do our diagonals. We're going to do that in each of these small sections. We're going to do half of the diagonal in this narrow section along the right. And that's just going to be from corner to corner. That's going to help this box fold together nicely and also still have those diagonal score lines. I'm just going to bring in a ruler here. Because there's a ball tip on the stylus, I'm going to place it where I want to start the score line, then bring my ruler to it and score on the diagonal. And I'm going to do that in all the sections we need diagonals. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and fold and burnish on all the score lines that go all the way across the cardstock. Okay, with the narrowest section along the right side, we're going to start to remove parts of these short end sections. What we want to leave behind is this one section here. Those are going to be the tabs that tuck into the box. So I'm going to come in with paper snips, and in the section that we want to keep, I am going to cut up the vertical score lines, stopping at the first horizontal score line. Now I'm going to cut just inside the score line. That's going to help that tab fit inside the box. So here I'm going to cut just to the left of the score line and then just to the right of the score line. You're basically wanting to just cut away the score line completely. And I'm going to remove this little section here and then remove this whole section. And again, I am just cutting away the score line. Like so. So we have this tab left. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. We're going to do directly opposite. So again, cutting up the vertical score line, stopping at the first horizontal, just to the left of the score line, and then just to the right. Then I'll remove this whole section, and then remove this small section. Okay, next we're going to round these corners using the detailed trio punch or any corner rounder punch you have. Like so, and that's going to help those tabs fit inside the box. And then I'm going to use the 1/2 inch circle punch, and on these sections without the tabs, I'm just going to come in and put a little finger notch there. I'm just eyeballing it, going about 1/3 of the way into that circle punch, and then punching that little notch out. I'm going to do that to the opposite side. Like so. Now the next thing we're going to do is adhere some designer series paper. We're going to use the Painted Seasons designer series paper. I have one piece that measures 1 5/8 inches by 2 7/8. I have two pieces that measure 7/8 by 1 5/8. And then two pieces that measure 5/8 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these to the panels nearest these rounded tabs, and they're going to adhere like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with my multi-purpose liquid glue. Okay, and then finally I'm just going to fold on those diagonal score lines just to get those to bend in the right places. Before we glue this together, I'm just going to come in and notch these tabs. And then I'm going to run a strip of tear and tape adhesive right up to the score line there. Remove the backing. I'm going to flip this over, fold it on the second score line from the left and the first score line on the right, and that's going to line up right where we want that to adhere, like so. Now we can go ahead and put in our Reese's peanut butter egg and then start to close our box. I love the closure on this box. We're just going to tuck that little tab in, and it's just going to slide right into place. Like so. How cute is that? Let's do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to be using the More Than Words stamp set. We're going to use Easter and Wishes. Also this little half stamp that's going to give us a two-tone color on the word wishes. And then I'm going to use the layering ovals framelets, the fourth smallest smooth oval and the fourth smallest scalloped oval. Now I've set these stamps up already on the Stamparatus. And just to let you know how I set this up, I did this thinking of making multiples. So I started with a scrap piece of Whisper White, lined up my stamps, and because we have this hinge, we're going to add all the stamps on the same plate. So imagine that this oval is not cut out. So you have a scrap piece of Whisper White. You're going to go ahead and stamp the word wishes. Then you're going to stamp the other words. Take this to your Big Shot with the oval die cut. Bring the negative back here. And then you can cut a bunch of blanks of the ovals. It makes cutting these go much faster than having to line up the oval die with all the stamps. Then we can place that inside the negative and go ahead and do our stamping. So let's do that now. We're going to ink up wishes in Pool Party ink. Then I'm going to flip the Stamparatus plate and we'll ink up Easter in the bottom half of wishes in Bermuda Bay. And voila. I've cut up a scalloped oval from Pool Party. We're going to glue these two together. Pop that up on some dimensionals. Then I'm just going to grab a trio of pearls and add that underneath our sentiment. And there you have it, your Reese's Peanut Butter Egg Treat Box. I love this with this beautiful Pool Party color. I love the sentiment on here with the two-tone blues. And it's just a fun little gift. I know you can come up with all kinds of things to fit into this box. Again, I sized this for a Reese's Peanut Butter Egg, but so many other things would fit in here. And you can adapt this for so many different occasions and holidays. Just a really cool box. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post where I'll include all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my monthly newsletter as well as my daily blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you'd like a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies. And you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. If you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.